So good afternoon, everyone. Today's PowerPoint presentation is on gifted students' keys to unlocking their capabilities. I wanted to start off with getting to know our gifted students, some qualities and characteristics of some of our gifted students that we will have in our Gen Ed classes. First off, be aware that strengths and potential problems can be flip sides of the same coin. Secondly, gifted students' emotional, social, and intellectual growth is often uneven. Gifted students may doubt that they are actually gifted, which I have seen many times in my classroom. Gifted students may face social challenges not just from peers, but parents as well, and teachers as well. As they get older, gifted students may take fewer risks. Next, gifted students can have surprisingly heightened emotional sensitivity, which I have also seen in my classroom. I have noticed I have dealt with 3 gifted students over the past 3 years, one each year, and I have noticed that they are highly sensitive to other students, to their surrounding, both visually, auditory, and just personally with other students and myself, the aides, and the teachers. Gifted students are often shy. They know they're shy and know that shyness is often looked down upon. Gifted students' abstract intuition may conflict with teachers' desire of concrete thinking, and I, as an aide, have seen this many times as well, that teachers sometimes, the teachers I've been with, have been very black and white and don't allow gifted students to kind of think and work outside of the box. I have tried over the past 2 years, I would say, to kind of broaden my horizons on allowing students to not come to a conclusion just following one path. I've kind of allowed them to think outside of just that one path. So as long as they get to the correct destination, in my opinion, it doesn't matter how they got there, especially with these types of students. I don't know if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. Gifted students' needs cannot be met by one style of learning. Completely agree with that and have witnessed that. Gifted adults wish they were better informed about giftedness as children. Next, one of the main difficulties with teaching gifted students is preoccupancy. Many intellectually advanced children experience frustration as they wait for others to catch up. Preoccupancy may lead to boredom in school as gifted children wait for their peers to learn skills that they have mastered earlier. Many gifted children must also cope with perfectionist tendencies, which I, again, have seen day in and day out with some of my gifted students. According to Adderholt and Goldberg, young children plagued with this trait avoid risk-taking activities which failure is possible, denying themselves opportunities conducive to the development of their potential. Now, the pronunciation of this asynchronous development is the hallmark, we're defining this now, is the hallmark of giftedness. And in a very real sense, as gifted children mature, they grow into their intellect and become more balanced, more normal. The more extreme the intellectual advancement is, the more extreme is the asynchrony. Social and emotional development depends on the way we perceive and process information, therefore is profoundly influenced by our intellect. Classroom experiences that I've had a few students in my classes over the past 3 years who have been considered gifted students. The major issue I have witnessed with these students is the preoccupancy. I'm probably not pronouncing that right. It was a challenge to keep these students occupied in learning while the rest of the students caught up. The teachers I was with didn't make an attempt to create more or more difficult material for the gifted students in order for them to be challenged. These students, for the most part, would then become a distraction out of boredom. This classroom environment then wasn't conducive for learning for most of the students. And this was one of my biggest irritations while I've been in the classroom, is that I felt like the teacher was too lazy to give these students more work, or possibly more difficult work, to keep them occupied while the rest of the class kind of maintained their pace out of laziness. They didn't do it out of laziness because it would create more work for them. Um, and that's kind of annoying to me. I feel like it's, as a teacher, you're supposed to meet the needs of all your students, not just, the majority of them. And when you have gifted students, I feel like they are sometimes put into this box of troubled students or problem students because they're bored and they don't, have enough to do. And that is solely blamed on the teacher. So I know I'm a little bit passionate about this topic because I've seen it many times. And then we have come to the end of our journey, hopefully the beginning of enlightenment, meaning hopefully we are more enlightened with how to deal and work better with gifted students. And then I would end the presentation with, if you have further questions regarding this topic, please feel free to contact me. Also, please feel free to reach out and share your experiences. I would offer this at the end of my at the end of the PowerPoint with this topic. Any and all ideas, information, and feedback would be welcome and appreciated. So if I was to give a presentation once I become a teacher on gifted students, this is how I would present it.